This is Michael Williamson at the MCG in Melbourne, bidding you welcome to the big match here, the knockout match between St Kilda and Collingwood. Both teams as selected. St Kilda won the toss, and through Breen they're going into attack. It's in their forward pocket on the outer side. St Kilda kicking down to the Richmond end. Their skipper Ross Smith won the toss. The umpire here is Ray Sleeth, repeating for you both teams as selected. Bobby Skilton.
From the throw-in now, there's a Minot push in the back, and a free kick will go to Big Len Thompson. It's noticeable that Minot is open in the forward pocket, Carl Dittrich opening in the first ruck, and it was Dittrich who got the big knock right from that bounce. It's as Thompson kicks the ball right round the centre wing position, and Stewart's right there. Strott plays on quickly, drives the ball in towards centre half forward, but it's Ross Dunn who's up high, couldn't take the mark, but received a knock from Barry Breen, and will take the free kick halfway between the half-back flank and the forward pocket. Ross Dunn normally in the back pocket position, but today coming out to play centre half-back for the Collingwood side. Tall, very, very lean fellow.
Two fellows we must watch for too, Bob. Pardon me interrupting. Number 51, Ian Cooper, playing his first game with the Magpies. And number 9, Graham Dunstan, the new full forward, playing his first game.
As the big kick comes from Dunn, it comes short of the pack. Atkinson takes the ball, a long hand pass, goes towards Max Richardson. He overruns the ball, though, coming through now. Nobody can gain possession, but it's a free kick, and it will be taken by Travis Pays, the St Kilda ruck rover. Pays, coming through, gets caught. He goes for a short pass. It doesn't come off as Robert Rose intercepts and takes the mark in front of the St Kilda skipper, Ross Smith. One of those cases, but this time a short pass has come off as Robert Rose quickly kicked the ball in towards Max Richardson. And Collingwood have opened at a very, very fast bat with a loose man on it. Again, a short pass looking for young Dunstan. And young Dunstan takes his first mark in league football. Son of the former Collingwood player, Mocha Dunstan. Young Dunstan has the chance of kicking for goal. He's about 50 yards out from goal, directly in front. Thought about a short pass. There's Dunstan's kick. It's a lovely looking kick, but it's offline. Well offline, in fact, and out of bounds on the full, and we'll find the ball being put back into play by Kevin Neal.
Rob Barassi, you saw that young fellow, young Mocha Dunstan, leading then. What did you think of his movement?
Well, his lead was good, Mike. It was a good pass. It was a pity that he couldn't cap it off with a better kick, but the kid would be understandably nervous. There's the big kick from Cowboy now up towards Dittrich. He couldn't take the mark. It goes to the ground. There's a big pack of players developing. Hand pass by Thompson, trying to find Max Richardson, but couldn't do so, and it's gone out of bounds on the half-forward flank for the Collingwood team. Throw in now, there's Dittrich and Thompson. Thompson gets the knock. Good. Max Richardson's in there over the ball. It'll be a ball up or a free kick to Max Richardson, I think, yes. Max Richardson gaining his second kick of the match. He's started off well, and he and his brother, Len Thompson and Price, are the players that must star in this match. His pass goes towards the new boy, Dunstan. He's bundled away from the ball, that's a hip bump. A pack of players developing once again. The umpire Sleeve comes in and says, I'm going to bounce the ball, and it's in the true centre-half forward position of the ground, the Collingwood side. Up goes Dittrich, gets a knock straight to Manty. He goes directly down the goal line, in towards Stevens. He overruns the ball, Cookham coming through. He's chopped off there from the ball. It's a general battle of players here, with young Theodore getting the kick way out wide to the flank, where he finds Rodney Galt. Galt has picked a play in the forward pocket, but opened up on the half-forward flank, and that's where he has gained his first kick of the match. Rodney Galt, a young player, one of the up-and-comers of the St Kilda side. Not a good kick at all, going towards centre-half forward, right across the ground. The ball comes to the ground. Elliott's in there, dives at the ball. Over it now, and almost got the free kick. He has it now. Well, pushing the back, says umpire Ray Sleeth, and Red Elliott, playing his second game in a row after a long spell out with injury, takes a kick now at about the true centre-half forward position, goes to the short pass. It's not a good one at all. It's towards Clifton, who fumbled the mark, but got a push in the back for his efforts. And Collingwood is lucky to get out of that particular spot, because it was an easy mark.
Theodore left in a pretty desperate situation then for St Kilda. The kick now going to the wing position on the member stand side. They all fly up. It's Dean coming out with it. Dean is on the wing position on the member stand side. Collingwood kicking up to the scoreboard end, and this is the opening quarter of the knockout semi-final between St Kilda and Collingwood. Big Carl Dittrich comes in, marking at centre half-back. This fella starts burning. He's going to be a real problem for Collingwood. His kick now. There's Thompson from behind, and we played it. The 1972 Brownlow medalist had his name all over it from the word go. Well, Thompson, very keen to do well in finals on the MCG. This could be his last chance if he doesn't do well too. Thompson now kicks over the centre, goes up towards centre half forward. This year, I meant. The ball bounces awkwardly. In comes Jenkins, couldn't get his hand to it. A chance here for the ball to be pushed across to Cowboy Neal. Neal kicks forward, it's taken by Elliott. Elliott over to Stewart. Trott showing his great speed, breaks clear. Trott down into the goal square. It's floating across. Brian Minoff has marked only feet out. A falling mark. There's a fellow that was considered gone by many earlier in the season, spent a while in the reserves. He is no more than 2.5 yards out, and no trouble, right through the centre. The first goal of the match, coming up to the 6-minute mark into the first quarter. Bobby Skilton.
It was a good mark by Brian Minor then, falling back, but possibly the Collingwood defenders were caught a little bit out of position, but could have been a little bit more desperation on the part of the Collingwood back pocket player to make some attempt to punch that ball away from Minot.
Would you agree with that, Ron?
Oh, no doubt. There were 3 there. They had plenty of time to get set up, Mike. I think they sort of set themselves for a mark rather than making sure that at least the St Kilda player didn't mark. And there's the big knockout. By Thompson goes over towards Atkinson. He overruns the ball. In over the ball now, and we'll get the free kick. E for endeavour there. He's quite a good player, Atkinson, a young player. He puts it high up towards the centre half forward, where Big Jack is there, couldn't take the second grab. Big pack of players have developed. Look at that, there'll be at least 20 players there, 15 players into the true centre half forward position for the Collingwood side. Jenkins there takes the ball, tries to duck around like a railway. He couldn't get away with that, but has done so because the too high player has grasped him around the neck, and that, of course, is against the rules. And Jerker, perhaps he'll show us the left foot drop kick for which he became famous or infamous during the, I don't think so, not in a position like this. He's going for the kick now. He's gone for the drop kick. Not a particularly good idea with a new ball, but it's come off on this occasion. An accidental pass, I would say, has found Wayne Richardson in the forward pocket. The ball travelled very quickly and very low, as all bad drop kicks do. And Wayne Richardson now about 15 yards out, about 4 yards of goal space open to him, comes in now. One behind. Well, it's the second miss for Collingwood. They won't need to miss chances like this because they're underdone in experience, and their form of late hasn't been good, so they'll need to capitalise on every opportunity.
Just getting back to Jerker Jenkins for a moment, Bob Skilton. If one of those drop kicks ever hit anybody, they'd break you in two. They come with a lot of force.
I'd hate to be on the mark if ever it did happen, and a shocking kick out by Bob Murray goes out of bounds on the full. Regardless of whether it had been on the full or not, it's a free kick unless it's touched by a player, and this kick will be taken by the Collingwood centre-half forward, Doug Gott. Gott, around about 60 yards out from goal, right on the boundary line, naturally. Gott's kick, it's a lovely kick, right to the teeth of the goal square. Kevin Neal's in front, and a well-judged mark by Kevin Neal. Perfect positioning by that player then, the man in front. As Neal decides to go straight up the centre of the ground, it's a shocking kick. Elliott dives, the bounce of the ball beats everybody, comes through to John Manzi. He quickly puts the ball wide to Rodney Goff, and Goff, using his height to advantage, foolishly plays on. It's bustled away. Robert Dean over the ball. Through comes O'Callaghan, trips but knocks the ball forward to Barry Price. But a free kick had been paid, and the recipient of this will be Dennis O'Callaghan, the Collingwood halfback flanker. He goes in towards centre-half forward, looking for big Graham Jenkins. It's punched away from Jenkins, goes towards Thompson. He gets the ball, runs past Ross Smith. In a lot of trouble. His kick smothered by Stuart Trott, who plays on quickly, takes possession of the ball, drives it down towards Theodore. He's up high, but makes no attempt to go for the ball, and Jeff Clifton will take it. Theodore is playing at full forward at the moment. As Jeff Clifton, the Collingwood fullback, a poor kick by Clifton, floating around in the breeze, comes through to Robert Dean. He plays on quickly with a high kick in towards centre-half forward. Jenkins is up high, and a good strong mark taken by Graham Jenkins. Jenkins is within kicking distance. He would be 45 yards out from goal on about a 45-degree angle. Plenty of goal space open to him as long as he can kick the ball truly. Jenkins goes for the drop punt. It's straight across the face of goal. 1 point only resulting. Big Graham Jenkins. His first game last week for many, many weeks. Collingwood 2 points, St Kilda 1 goal straight.
And we're at the 10-minute mark into the first quarter. Ron Barassi, it's pretty hard to see any pattern emerging, isn't it?
Yes, Mike. Well, typical first up opening stanza of the final. Players are a little bit nervous, and there has been no pattern developed, as you say. It's Bob Murray now with the ball going for the kick. It's not a good one, dropping a little bit short, but it's taken very nicely there. It's taken by Gary Colling on the half-back flank for the St Kilda side. He'll take the opportunity to put his side into attack. Doesn't quite make it. Stewart's tucked there. He's on the opposite side of the ground. He's covering a lot of territory. We saw him get a kick only a second to go on this side of the ground, so he's certainly been given free rein by his coach.
Here's the clash now. Dittrich and Thompson go for it. Oh, Thompson caught one. He'll get the free kick.
Well, a freeze at the stage, Mike, and Collingwood 10 to St Kilda 4, but it doesn't help Collingwood much. They're still behind on the scoreboard.
Kick goes in towards centre-half forward from the Magpies. They fly high. It's got a Pettigrew coming out with the ball. He's tackled there by Masenko. He knocks the ball forward. In comes Cowboy Neal for St Kilda, trying to get rid of the ball. The umpire's decision is a bounce at centre-half forward for Collingwood. They're kicking up to the scoreboard end. The ball taken there by Judson. Gets his boot to it hurriedly. It's kicked forward off field. It goes right to Alan Davis. Davis a hand pass to Breen. Breen on the half-forward flank goes up towards the front of the plane. Theodore dropped it. Clifton comes in. He's taken it over the boundary line, but it's called play on. There's the new boy there, Cooper, knocking the ball forward. Taken by Theodore again, but there's a free kick being plucked out of this one. Umpire Ray Sleeth, right in the centre of your screen there. It's going to Ian Cooper, 18-year-old lad playing his first game. But a big occasion for the kid. Cooper now kicks over the centre wing position on that outer side. No mark. There's a free kick. Looks like it's going to Masenko, is it? No, it's going to Dittrich.
Thompson did push him as he was going for that mark, trying to keep him out.
Well, you notice Carl point to himself and say, is it mine? Umpire Ray Sleeth concurs. Carl Dittrich between the half-back flank and the wing position on the outer side of the ground. He tries a short one. Collins left unguarded. Collingwood would want to tighten up a bit. They'll never get away with this sort of caper. Davis is bowled over there. Picked up by Clifton. Clifton to Thompson. Thompson a long hand pass to Price. Price back here, and it's Collingwood getting out of trouble now as the ball is driven deep into their scoring zone. A chance here for Dunstan. A left foot snap. One behind. Well, we're starting to get a bit of life into it now, Ron.
That was a great piece of work by Collingwood then. They drove forward and it looked like going straight into the hands of St Kilda players, but Wayne Richardson, showing tremendous desperation, punched the ball forward for young Dunstan to get his left foot to it, and that was a good effort of his too, Mike.
Waiting now for Bob Murray to kick out. This is a much better kick from the champion fullback, but look who's waiting there, Thompson. They all stood aside and let the giant take the mark. He's looking for Dunstan. Dunstan goes up, and it's Jerker Jenkin in front. He's lifted his game in the space of 7 days.
Yes, well, he played last week, Mike. First time for quite a while in the first, so he probably took the game to settle down. But it surprises me that he's kicking now from about 30 yards out, dead in front of goal. They need this. Kick goes high, but definitely to the left, and it's another point to Collingwood. This is unfortunate because they need goals.
He poked at it, Ron, didn't he?
Well, he didn't follow through correctly, Mike, and it is bad luck for Collingwood because they have been playing well over the past, 5 or 10 minutes. But I was going to mention about Jerker, Mike. I feel that he's roaming right around the full forward line and even out the centre half forward, and it sort of indicates that they're perhaps making him the focal point of their attacks.
The messenger's out to him. Here's Bob Skilton.
It's Bob Murray again kicking out. A lovely kick this time by Murray. Down towards Thompson and Minot. Knocked away from Thompson by Basenko, but it comes through to Doug Gott. Gott hooks the ball over his shoulder. Back towards Wayne Richardson. He's up high. And, Judson was in there in the middle of the pack, and I think Judson has been paid a free kick by umpire Ray Sleeth. Kevin Neal retrieving the ball, and Wayne Judson will take the free kick. Judson, a shocking kick by Judson off the side of the boot, up very high. Nobody can take possession of the ball, but coming out from the pack is Davis. Davis drives the ball wide down towards the half-forward flank, but it's over the boundary line on the full, and Ross Dunn will take the free kick. Plenty of open space on the St Kilda forward line. Players playing well up the ground. Another poor kick hits Breen. Breen plays on quickly. A hand pass from Breen across to Elliott. Elliott goes down the ground. It's a poor kick, but fortunately for St Kilda, finds the full forward for today in Stephen Theodore, only 20 yards out from goal directly in front.
Clifton looking rather annoyed about that, but what could he do?
Understandably so, Mike. Luck's the fortune, as they say, and that one was luck. As Theodore's kick right through, close to the goal post, but the goal umpire indicates full points, and St Kilda go to 2 goals straight in comparison to Collingwood 4 points straight. Well, it's a good break for the St Kilda side, the fact that they're only 2 shots at goal, have been full points, whilst Collingwood have been mostly attacking so far in this quarter.
15.5 minutes into the opening quarter. Ron Barassi, can you see the wind giving advantage to either end?
Not really, Mike. I think it's a swirly type of wind, which is typical of the MCG, and it's favouring no end at this stage.
St Kilda into attack now, up towards Breen. Breen couldn't take the ball. He's fumbling there. Twiggy Dunn's after him. Oh, Breen solidly met there by Wayne Richardson, but gets it across to Ross Smith, his captain. There they go. Ditridge comes through there, but Conbrett had the ball covered right from the word go, and Britt has marked about 20 yards out from the goals. Britt now coming along the member stand flank. The players set themselves. Thompson's in that lot. Couldn't quite get his hands to it, however. Smith comes through there, pushes the ball over towards Gary Colling. Colling a long hand pass across here, and we find Moran driving the Saints forward. Carl Ditridge! Oh, did he show a drop of pace then to get to that one? And Ditridge is no more than 30 yards out. He's on an angle, kicking to the Richmond end goal of the MCG. That white you can see there on his shorts is a handkerchief he carries around with him. Ditridge is offline, I think. 1 point results. Taking St Kilda on to 2 goals 2, I think it should be, or 2 goals 1. 2 goals 1 to Collingwood, 4 behinds. Well, Ronnie, their big men are doing pretty well, St Kilda, apart from Thompson for Collingwood. Well,
yes.
Then again, Jenkins playing pretty well, isn't he?
Well, he's mainly up in the forward line, but here's Clifton's kick going very high. Not a particularly good kick, trying to find his teammate in Thompson, and he has done so. Thompson's opened the game very well, taking about 4 marks. He drives now up towards the half-forward flank for the Collingwood side. Max Richardson in there, chasing the ball to the flank. The ball beats him over the line, and it's out of bounds on the half-forward flank for the Collingwood side.
Ron Pays is going on and off the ball with Max Richardson and Collingwood with Robert Rose.
Well, we saw Pays play a negative game last week on fields of Essendon, and he's doing the same thing against Max Richardson today. There's Brzenko with the kick, trying to screw it back over his shoulder, but wasn't able to do so. Brzenko is one of those players who drops the ball or leaves go the ball both hands at the same time, and those particular that style of kicking makes it very hard to kick around corners, and it often shows up under pressure, as it did there. Couldn't control the ball enough, and Collingwood now have the opportunity to go into attack. It's a good kick up towards the centre-half forward position. Jenkins flies again and takes it from behind. A great mark. Just for a moment, I didn't think he would quite get there, but he took it on the first and tucked it in on the second, and he's now got the ball with an opportunity to drive his team into attack. It's right up into the goal square. Young Dunstan is bundled aside there, but has given away a free kick. I couldn't quite see it myself. Could you see it, Bob?
Well, I think Dunstan accidentally ran into the back of Murray, Ron, but it's one of those free kicks I'd have been inclined to let go. As Bob Murray puts the ball back towards the half-back flank. Colling's up there. Colling a good mark by Gary Colling, opened the game at a very active rate, I would say. Colling's kick. It's a floating kick. Barry Breen's down there in front of Ross Darner. Almost a good mark, but Jenkins comes out with the ball. Plays on quickly over the top of the pack, though, and falling towards that ball is Jeff Moran.
I might mention, for the benefit of our interstate viewers, that it's a glorious day here in Melbourne. Some of our friends in Perth who doubt that we have good weather in the Queen City of the South, they certainly have their doubts dispelled today. It's a beautiful day. Bobby.
Wayne Richardson gets the ball through to Doug Gott. Gott swings around, drives it towards the big ones. Goal umpire puts up 2 fingers, and it's Collingwood's first major from the foot of Doug Gott, the centre-half forward. Played centre-half forward all year. Last week, Collingwood used him as a ruck rover. Today, back to the centre-half forward role, and he brings up their first major as Collingwood go to 1 goal 4, St Kilda 2 goals 1.
Collingwood's first goal came up 19 minutes and 46 seconds into the opening quarter. That's being absolutely precise.
Well, it's a contrast, Mike, from last week when we saw about 11 goals kicked in the first quarter, and so far, at this 20-minute mark, we've only had 3 goals kicked. It's a tight match, and so far, very, very good football. There's a free kick being picked out to Travis Pays, who has been given the job of shadowing Max Richardson. Both players tremendously good at the ruck-roving paper. Pays has kicked on that occasion, intercepted that centre-half back by Twiggy Dunn, who's an ex-back pocket, coming out to centre-half back for the day, and he's kicked up towards the centre-half back of his opposing side, Neil Bazenko, and he shows too much pace on that occasion for Doug Gott. Chips in now, up goes his kick back towards the big jerker. Jenkins couldn't take it. Coming through there is young Cooper getting his second kick of the match up towards Max Richardson, who was in front of Travis Pays on that occasion. Travis Pays tripping over the mark. Max Richardson signalling, I want him back. Goes forward, takes his kick, a good kick, up towards Thompson, who will take the mark. No, he couldn't. Takes it on the ground, though. This shows the ability of this particular play. Goes to the handball, a little bit inaccurate towards Price. Price, although grasped by a player, still got his kick and goes through well wide of the goals for 1 point only. Again, unfortunate for Collingwood. We've definitely had much more of a play than the opposing side St.Kilda, and there's the score. They're only 2 points down, and perhaps they should be, well, they could easily be 2 goals up.
1-5, waiting for Bob Murray to kick out from the scoreboard end. Murray concentrating on that kick. Not a bad hoof at all. Up they go. No mark, however. Dittrich couldn't take it. A chance here for the ball to go forward. Stevens puts his boot into it. It's in the centre of the MCG. Dunn gets one in the back from Breen and will take the free. Twiggy Dunn of Collingwood now. Over centre half forward. They come out to meet it. There's Cowboy Neal standing firm in defence. Fancies a grab there. He goes wide to the flank position on the outer side. He finds Marlon, who drops it. Might not tackled by Max Richardson, but Dame Fortune smiles on St Kilda as the ball goes over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in on the half-forward flank for Collingwood on the outer side. Thompson going in with Minor. Up they go. Neither gets a clear tap away. Ball knocked away by Pettigrew. Taken there by Wayne Richardson. He knocks the ball forward. Then they come once again. It looks like Robert Rose who's in there. No free kick, and there'll be a bounce. A bounce at centre-half forward for Collingwood. They go once again. Max Richardson knocks the ball back. They're all struggling for it. Here's a chance for McGorrist. Ian McGorrist, he's ridden into the ground. He might get this. He will get it. Ian McGorrist played his first game of league football this year and kicked 6 goals from the half-forward flank. Or 6 or 7? 6 from the half-forward flank in his first league game. That was earlier in the season. He's about 35 yards out. He's on an angle. He kicks. He's knocked it through. Collingwood in front at the 22.5-minute mark into the first quarter. Ronnie, that you got one hell of a shock, didn't you?
Well, I did, Mike. Not only because he was on the boundary line, on his wrong foot, but the ball didn't travel through the air as though it was placed on the ball on the foot correctly, and you would have backed anything to score a point or even out of bounds. But that's the sort of luck that Collingwood have been missing. And now they've got their breakthrough. Perhaps they can go on. Here's Price with the ball now, up towards the square, but Cowboy Neal chipping in, takes the ball well in front of Thompson and drives right towards the flank where we find Manzi having the ball punched away from him by Dean, but recovers in time, but I think almost runs over. No, he didn't. Here's Glenn Elliott shepherding Moran. He goes up towards the centre half forward position where a great effort by Britt threw a bit too early. Ross Smith's in there, the whole gaggle of players there striving desperately for the ball, and the free kick has been pulled out. And I think Cooper will take the ball. He's opened up in his first game of league football in a final, a tremendous ordeal for the kid, but he's done fairly well today. Let's hope he keeps on that way. His kick goes to the wing. Pushed forward by Bazenko. Goes to the ground. O'Callaghan passes wide. Taken again by Bazenko. His kick goes high towards the centre half forward position, almost to the centre. No one can get it, but in comes Trott. He'll use his pace here. Could be a free kick there, yes. Went for the bounce. Was grabbed after he attempted the bounce and will take the free kick in the centre of the ground. Goes wide to the flank, trying to find Theodore. Does so. Theodore now with a chance, providing he can recover, but he's buttoned aside there, not in the back. Here's Davis with the ball. He's got a chance to kick towards the goal. He does so. It's a goal. A great step by Davis under tremendous pressure there. Only had split seconds in which to get his foot to the ball, and it was left foot at that. A great goal, and that'll certainly give St Kilda a lot more confidence. Well, they don't really need it. They're 2 points in front, and they've got this game sort of in control as far as not being worried about whether Collingwood are going to whip away from it.
24.5 minutes into the first quarter. Bob Skilton, I noticed that Davis and Theodore are doing quick changes.
Alan Jeans often uses this method of approaching to attack Mike. As Jenkins gets a knock, it goes straight towards Ross Smith. O'Callaghan came through very hard, missed Ross Smith, but umpire Ray Sleeth decided that O'Callaghan's intentions weren't right. So the ball is brought back and Ross Smith takes the free kick. A lovely kick by Ross Smith using the torpedo punt. It's up towards Dietrich. Nobody can take the mark. Stevens grabs and hooks it back towards the big ones, but it's offline and 1 point only results. Young John Stevens, well known as being a goal sneak down at St Kilda. St Kilda go to 3 goals 2, Collingwood 2 goals 5. 3 points separating the two sides at the moment as Jeff Clifton goes straight up the centre of the ground. It's a good-looking kick, covering plenty of distance. Minot from behind, punches the ball down. It comes to Ross Smith. He puts it on towards Manzi, and Manzi is bustled away at the last moment. His kick goes offline, out of bounds on the full, and Peter Egan's just retrieving the ball will put the ball back into play for the Collingwood side. Egan's, his kick smothered by Dickens, goes straight across towards the face of goal, but fortunately for Collingwood, Jeff Clifton backed him up remarkably well, drives it out of trouble. Jenkins couldn't take the mark. It comes down towards Trott. Trott swings around, steadies onto his left foot, drives the ball long. It's Clifton there again, and Clifton takes the chest mark. Made the word it by Carl Dietrich, but there was nothing wrong with the way Dietrich came in and grabbed hold of Clifton on that occasion. Jeff Clifton doesn't run very far before he kicks. As a result, the ball goes very, very high up in the air. But again, it's the big fella, Graham Jenkins. Jenkins is marking particularly well so far in this game. Last week's game was not... I think the message will come out and he'll be told no drop kicks again as Gott picks the ball up. Hand passes across to Barry Price. Price drives the ball down, but it's offline as Judson couldn't take the mark. Through comes Kevin Neal knocking the ball in front of him. Gets the ball away from McCorris. He's backed up by Moran, it is, who drives the ball to the centre wing position. O'Callaghan's well down in front. He's bustled just as he was about to kick. Doesn't go to anyone in particular. And it's Judson who comes in for St Kilda. Judson covering a lot of ground there, naturally following his man in Pettigrew. Not a good-looking kick by Judson, but O'Callaghan comes through, tries to smother the bounce. It comes back towards Paseko. He's under trouble, gets a hand pass through to Smith. Smith gets the ball wide off the left foot, close to the boundary line. It beats Manzi over the line, and we'll find a throw in centre wing position, member stand side of the ground.
The game's improving in standard, I feel.
Very much so, Mike, as players are steadying down and handling the ball far better. As Smith gets bustled aside, Dean's over the top of the ball. He's held by Ross Smith. And umpire Sleeth decides that Dean had no chance of getting the ball away, and it comes into bounce.
27.5 minutes into the first quarter. Jenkins taps the ball down. It's taken there by Wayne Richardson, the Magpie skipper. In towards centre-half forward. In there is Robert Rose, trying valiantly to get that ball forward. But it's Moran of St Kilda coming out with it. Moran down towards centre-half forward. Breen is waiting there. The ball bounces awkwardly, but Breen butters up. Breen now a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. He's found Theodore. Theodore, who's kicked one, or he's a long way out, have to kick this 60 yards. It's dropping on the edge of the goal square. Nobody able to mark it. In comes O'Callaghan. Quickly gets his boot to the ball. It's close to the boundary line. In fact, it's over. There'll be a throw-in on St Kilda's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Throw-in takes place. Minot gets up in front of Jenkins, but Jenkins gets a tap away. Wayne Richardson taps the ball down to brother Max. Max Richardson now gets it to the half-forward flank. McCorris goes up there, couldn't hold it, however. Through they come, it's Price there. Price a quick hand pass to Rose. Goes over to Gott. Gott now running into an open goal. Steadies, he kicks, he's offline. And 1 point results. Good football in from Collingwood. And you can see Doug Gott not over happy with himself. In fact, trifle annoyed, I'd venture to say. Waiting now for the kick to be taken by Bob Murray. His kick going to the outer flank. The players set themselves. Atkinson went up from behind, couldn't take it, but he gets possession now. Atkinson a quick one into towards centre half forward for the Magpies. No mark. Elliott goes in there, and I think the free kick has been given away. It's going to Barry Price. There's Dunstan looking for the ball to be delivered to him, number 9 for Collingwood. And a 15-yard penalty has been pulled out. Price now about to drive the Magpies forward. He could darn near kick this if he got onto it properly. But a top line, it's swinging out towards the pocket on the outer side. Thompson went up high. It's called play on. Over the line it goes, and there'll be a throw-in. The throw in the forward pocket for Collingwood on the outer side. Up goes Thompson. He gets a tap away there too towards Wayne Richardson. He couldn't go anywhere. A hand pass across here to Pettigrew. Pettigrew goes right across the face of Rose. It bounces off the knee. There's Dunstan. Dunstan shifts. One behind. Well, Bobby, the kid's not having the best of luck, is he?
No, it was bad luck on that occasion, Mike. I think that definitely must have been touched off the boot, because I couldn't understand any other reason why Dunstan would have played on that occasion. And he started the game off naturally nervous, and it's showing in his kicking, but he's playing very well as far as winning the ball is concerned. There's the siren to end the first quarter. Collingwood 2 goals, 19 points.
At the MCG, it's umpire Ray Sleeth bouncing the ball, starting the second quarter of the match between St Kilda and Collingwood. It's Collingwood into attack. Macaras kicks a long one down forward. Here's a go. Oh, it could be a free kick, but it's called play on. But here's Dunstan now. Dunstan swings the ball around towards Pettigrew. Pettigrew overruns it. Dittrich pushes the ball back again. It's picked up by Judson. Judson sends it out towards a half-back flank on the member stand side. Rose has the ball knocked away from him. Smith tries to get away with it for St Kilda. And he's picked a free kick out of this. It's going Collingwood's way. Looks like Wayne Richardson to take it. Wayne Richardson now, he would be within kicking distance. About 40 yards out, maybe 45, on a slight angle, kicking from the member side of the ground. Oh, it's a shocking kick off the side of his boot. The players set themselves. No mark, however. Through comes Travis Pays. Comes along the member stand flank once again. Here's a chance for Cooper. And Cooper of Collingwood has marked on the half-forward flank. He's playing on the half-back flank, but followed his half-forward flanker from St Kilda downfield. That's a good kick too by the kid. There's a push in the back. It's called play on. And look at this. It's anybody's. Looks like Cowboy Neal disentangling himself. Now it's Travis Pays. A bit hard to tell from the angle he put up. There they go. Bounce of the ball. It's all Collingwood there. Plenty of them. Rose comes in. And a free kick is going to Kasanko of St Kilda. You didn't agree, Ronnie?
Oh, pretty weak free kick, I think, Mike. Should let those sort of things go in finals.
Kasanko comes along the member stand flank. A chance here for Thompson, but he couldn't quite get to it, but he butters up again, but in comes Atkinson. Atkinson, a hand pass to Wayne Richardson, over to Thompson. Thompson manoeuvres around, a left footer going across the face of goals. Dunstan's there. In comes Cowboy Neal. He's shepherded there by Bob Murray. Cowboy's all dressed up and got nowhere to go. His kick goes out towards the flank position on the outer side of the ground. Ding! His free kick. Robert Deans on the half-forward flank on the outer side. Collingwood kicking to the Richmond end, and this is the second quarter. 1 point the difference. There they go. The ball comes to Ross Smith. He goes wide to the flank. The ball will beat everybody over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in. Dean got there, but all too late. Scoreboard reading, Collingwood 2-7 to St Kilda 3-2. 1 point the difference. Bobby.
From the throw-in, it's Dittrich up high over the top of Wayne Richardson. Ross Smith kicks the ball off the ground. It doesn't come to anyone in particular as Barry Price whips in with a great piece of play, drives the ball down. Pettigrew was up high, but unfortunately couldn't take the mark, and the ball passes Pettigrew and runs over the boundary line for another throw-in. Throw-in will be halfway between the forward pocket and the half-forward flank. Dittrich, number 14 for Collingwood, naturally big Jenkins as Dittrich gets a knock. It's taken by Max Richardson. He drives the ball down towards goal. It bounces close to the boundary line, then goes out of bounds right beside the behind post. Collingwood, bit by bit, working the ball towards goal. St Kilda looking far more dangerous when they get the ball in attack, but not being there anywhere near as often. As again, Dittrich gets a knock. It's taken there by Travis Pays. He just puts the ball out and straight along the ground. Barry Price is held by Glenn Elliott. And Price opening this game up in what I would say the best form that Price has been in for some considerable time. Price in the true centre-half forward position, if anything, a little bit short of it. Price's kick. It's a lovely looking kick. Unfortunately, it's not going in the right direction. It's touched close to the boundary line as the young Dunstan falls, coming back for that one. And we'll find another throw in. This time it's again Dittrich and Jenkins. Jenkins up high. A free kick has been given to Jenkins as umpire Ray Sleeth has decided that Dittrich used the hip to shepherd Jenkins from this one. Jenkins well within kicking distance, only 15 yards out on a very, very slight angle. He'll want to kick a lot better than he's kicked so far in today's game. As Jenkins lines it up. No worries about that one. Full points, and Collingwood are back in front once again. Collingwood go to a 5-point lead as they go to 3-7 with St Kilda on 3-2. A good breakthrough for the Collingwood side then. I'm certain that their play so far would give them a great deal of heart after what one would call a lifeless display last week.
Ron Barassi, a sharp contrast.
Yes, Mike, it makes you wonder whether that game before last week, for Collingwood against Essendon, took it out of them, because this week they've certainly shown much more life, and it's a good sign because they're going to make a tremendous game of this. There's a big pack of players have developed. Ben Elliott comes out with the free kick. I'm not quite sure what for, but he's got the kick now and will drive forward to the half-forward flank out towards Ellen Davis, who almost took the mark, but I think he didn't worry about whether he took it or not, because he saw his teammate Trott coming in to take the ball anyway. But
he's savage, they're bringing the ball back to him.
Well, it's a penalty really against the St Kilda side because Trott had broken away. However, Davis has the free kick now on the half-forward flank, a good 60 yards out, goes towards goal. It's a beautiful-looking kick, right into the square, and a big pack of players goes for it, couldn't take it, but Britt comes away with the ball, out towards the half-back flank, a good defensive kick. Dean goes for it, couldn't take the ball. In comes Theodore, has the ball punched away from him by Cooper. He's in the van now, could he get a free kick? No, I think he let go the first one, but then got the second one. That's fair enough because he wasn't front for the ball and definitely was pushed in the back. He takes the ball now on the half-forward flank, goes towards goal, up, but finds that he hasn't found a teammate. The ball has beaten everybody over the line, out of bounds on the St Kilda half-forward flank. It's been a very dangerous position for the Collingwood side in previous St Kilda attacks. They haven't had many trips forward, but they have concentrated on getting the ball through quickly. There's Ross Smith with the ball, flips it away, but he comes done. He's tackled, gets his kick eventually away up towards Dittridge. Dittridge flies for the ball, goes to ground. Price is in there. Dittridge knocks the ball away towards Elliott. Elliott left hands it over towards Page. He gets his kick. Not a good one. Bounces through towards Culligan. He gets a defensive kick up towards Robert Rose. He couldn't take the bounce of the ball. It was awkward for him. Collings in there. So's McCorris. He pounces on the ball. It's a general melee of players, and the umpire will have no option but to come in and say it's mine. Big jerker Jenkins is there. He's getting set for the knockout, which will take place on the half-forward flank. Up goes the bounce. Jenkins is there. Doesn't get it from Dittridge. Ross Smith takes Dittridge's knockdown. Up towards young Cooper, who's having quite a good day. He's done very, very well, the kid, and takes the kick now.
Very clean game, Ron.
Yes, it is, which is good for both sides. His kick goes now up towards Colling. Couldn't take it. Jenkins comes through, tries to use his muscle. Couldn't get away on that occasion. Goes to the ground, the ball. Gott's coming through. He's tackled by about 10 players. Took a little bit too long to try and do something with it, but he gets the free kick. I'm not quite sure what for.
They had hold of him by the foot, Ron.
That's fair enough, Bob. That's a free kick in any man's language. His kick goes up towards Big Jenkins, who takes the ball in front of O'Neill, Cowboy O'Neill. He's been a tremendous force to date. We were speaking before during the quarter-time interval. We hope he's not... he's kicked one goal so far. This is a second attempt from about 40 yards out, almost dead in front of goal. Mentioning about his fitness before, we wonder if he can last the distance. It's not a good kick for distance. It's right in front of the goal square, though, and through for a point. The jerker would be pretty disappointed with that. That's one trouble with the drop punt, which Graham Jenkins used on an occasion. If you're not a particularly adept at it for long distances, it certainly leaves you in a hole when you try for goal from a fair way out with that particular kick.
Ron, I noticed the boundary umpire went out and spoke to a couple of players. Must be having their own little niggle behind play, but the boundary umpire was right onto it. Kick out from Bob Murray. Comes along the member stand flank. Plenty of players there. Another able to come away cleanly with the ball, but Trott showing his superb speed. Gets his boot to it. Kicks in towards the centre of the MCG. Hello, Price missed the flight of the ball there. Knocked away by Britt. Price comes through there, but there's a big fellow, Dittridge, showing amazing pace. Dittridge gets it to Theodore. Theodore, long hand pass here to Stevens. Stevens to Ross Smith. Here's a goal for the Saints, and Davis is marked. Davis is 25 yards out. He's kicked one. Should kick this. Magnificent kick, this fellow. Kicking to the scoreboard end. It's on its way, and the result, one behind. Well, there you are. You can kick him from 80 yards out and miss him from 30 yards out.
Well, his approach was left a lot to be desired on that occasion, Mike. He only took a couple of steps and looked very haphazard in his approach to the goal, and only 1 point has resulted, which is, I think, is a fair enough indication of his effort.
Waiting for Clifton to kick out from the scoreboard end. Very colourful crowd here. Of course, the sun has brought out the very best gear. The kick out now, it's been marked there by Dean of Collingwood. It's on the half-back flank on the outer side. Oh, he kicks into Smith, I think, then over the mark. And umpire Ray Sleeth will bring Ross Smith well back, 15 yards. And Dean comes up to have a second kick. This time it's, well, he was clear, but Smith hadn't come back onto the mark.
Which is only penalising Collingwood on this occasion, Mike. There should be no reason, if Ross Smith is not back on the mark, why the player can't play on.
It was kicking from behind his mark, wasn't
That's right.
Anyhow, Sleeth is doing a pretty good job up until now, Bobby.
Oh, very good job, Mike. He's right up with the play. Dittrich this time in front of the pack. Has the ball punched away by Jenkins. Coming through strongly was Pettigrew. Well, could have received a free kick possibly then, but umpire Ray Sleeth decides to come in and bounce the ball. From the bounce, it's an awkward-looking bounce. Dittrich gets a long knock. It's come towards Cooper. Cooper is held too high, and this boy is playing his first game of league football and doing particularly well. As Ron Barassi mentioned before, a lovely kick by Cooper. Every one of his kicks has gone long and direct. But although Dunstan came out with the ball on this occasion, umpire Sleeth decided that Colling brought the ball down.
It was very close to his, I'll tell you.
Colling was in front, and on these occasions, with the man in front who is given the benefit of the doubt. As Colling puts the ball right into the centre of the ground, Cooper was up high again. And young Cooper took a very, very strong mark, a lovely mark on this occasion to come out with that one. No need to repeat once again what we think of Cooper's performance so far. This time his kick doesn't cover as much distance as the one before. Minot was up high, but again umpire Sleeth decides that there's a free kick to Neil Basenko, the St Kilda centre half back. Basenko using the drop punt goes wide to the centre wing position. Could have been a push in the back to Rodney Galt then, but umpire Sleeth missed it, and O'Callaghan takes the mark. He goes in towards centre half forward with his kick, looking naturally for Graham Jenkins, but this time Kevin Neal is well out in front, and it's Neal who takes the mark. Thought about playing on, but quickly Jenkins run across, and Neal goes back to take his kick. This kick by Neal goes over the half-forward line. Thompson's there, juggles the ball a couple of times, but the free kick has been paid to Carl Dittrich.
No doubt about
Thompson
that.
threw the ball away.
No doubt about it.
But how's that bad 15 yards? The players thought that Thompson had taken the mark, handball towards Thompson, who missed it, and they said it was 15 yards.
Thompson threw the ball away, I thought, Ron. As Dittrich puts the ball right down towards the goal square. It's offline, though, 1 point only resulting. There's Big Carl, handkerchief hanging from the rear. Collingwood 3-8, St Kilda 3-4.
There's a kick from Clifton going up towards Ekins. Ekins hasn't had a kick so far. It's his first kick of the match. And we'll find Atkinson under a tremendous amount of pressure. In coming up, Elliott Heath showed tremendous determination. The ball now. Atkinson has a chance to use his speed. Goes for the right foot up towards the flank where we see Pays and Richardson. It's going out of bounds on the floor. It's a free kick to Travis Pays. Atkinson had the opportunity to use the left foot there, but changed his mind at the last split second and paid the penalty because he wasn't in a position to deliver the ball correctly with the right foot. Pays now, not a good kick up towards Stevens out now, having one of his unusual runs on the ball. He's usually in the forward pocket. His kick goes now towards the half forward flank for his side. Not a good kick off the side of the boot and goes out of bounds on the half forward flank for the St Kilda side in front of the members' stand.
13 minutes into the second quarter, Ron.
As Pettigrew comes out with the ball, throws it out in front of Egan's coming through from the back pocket, takes the ball away for Collingwood, drives it over the centre of the ground. Judson has the ball knocked back by Max Richardson. Here comes to Gott. Gott swings around, drives the ball wide. There's nobody at home. If this ball runs through, it could be a goal. Unfortunately, it bounced away at the last moment. Bad luck for Collingwood then, as the bounce of the ball didn't favour them. It was Neal who picked the ball up, drives it wide. There's Dean and Manzi. Could be a free kick to Dean. But umpire Ray Sleeth decides there'll be a throw-in as the ball beats both players over the boundary line. Well, that was certainly bad luck for Collingwood then, as luck did not favour them on that occasion. From the throw-in, it's Jenkins behind Big Minor. He can't get the ball out. Through comes McClorris. McClorris puts the ball in. It's a poor kick. It's taken by Kevin Neal. Neal drives St Kilda out of danger, going straight up the centre of the ground. Elliott, a courageous effort to try and mark, but Barry Price has been pushed in the back by Colling, and Price will take the free kick. Price, as we mentioned earlier, a very active player in the centre. A poor kick by Price goes towards Stevens. He hasn't got the ball. Max Richardson, I should say, thinking that he picked the ball up, grabbed hold of him as this kick goes over Paisley's head. Atkinson comes down. Steady play up, runs past Ross Smith. He's then held. The ball goes on. Smith courageously gets the ball out, dives on it once again. There's a pack of players forming, and umpire Sweet has no hesitation but to bounce the ball.
It's packing up a bit the whole game, Bob.
It's a real pressure game at the moment, Mike, as neither side can really get clear. This time Wayne Richardson hooks the ball over the shoulder. There's two St Kilda players almost to hit each other then, but Pasanko it is who comes out with the mark. He plays on quickly and goes wide to the half-back flank, finds Colling. He spills the mark, knocks it out towards Manzi, and Travis Pays. Pays is there, takes the ball away. Manzi backs him up, knocks the ball on. Colling coming out for St Kilda, hand pass back to Manzi. It was a great piece of football. This kick by Manzi finds Barry Breen, a hand pass across to Alan Davis. He comes down looking for Dickley, and he fumbles the ball and goes straight to Peter Eakins. Eakins looks for his teammate in Cooper, but unfortunately his kick's astray, goes out of bounds on the full, and St Kilda have a chance once again with Barry Breen taking the free kick. Young Cooper on Breen's mark. Davis trying to draw Eakins up then, lost the run of the ball. Breen this time, a lovely kick by Breen in towards the half-forward position. Dittrich up high on the back of the pack, and a lovely mark. That ball had Dittrich's name all over it. He plays on quickly looking for Theodore, who's left alone in the square. Theodore's there, spills the mark, but umpire Sleeth has decided that Eakins came too hard, knocking that player over. And although you can see the Collingwood players there, Clifton and Eakins, not particularly happy. Clifton pushing Eakins away. The free kick will be taken by Theodore, right almost on the end of the goal square. He's kicked one. Now it's two, as Theodore brings up his second, and St Kilda's fourth, as St Kilda now go back to the front. 3 goals, 8 Collingwood, 4-4 St Kilda. And as far as attacks are concerned, Collingwood are doing most of the attacking, but unfortunately for them, cannot capitalise on the opportunities to the same extent that the St Kilda side are doing.
16.5 minutes into the second quarter. Going to develop into a really great struggle to the line, I reckon, this one. Minor gets a tap away there. In comes Twiggy Dunn. Can't go anywhere. They're battling for the ball. It's taken by Green of St Kilda. Green down towards the pocket. Oh, the big fellow was there, Dittrich. But it was deflected at the last moment, but he butters up. Dittrich using his weight wisely. Oh! Colling over to Dittrich. Dittrich and Clifton crash. The ball picked up there by Colling. Colling into the goal square. Britt dropped the mark, but I think the St Kilda player, Stevens, was all over him. He's got the free. Con Britt. He goes along the outer flank, not a particularly long kick. Dean goes up from behind Trot. And will he be paid it? He's going to be paid it. Rodney Gold came out with the ball for the Saints. And umpire Ray Sleeth has brought it back. Dean to take it. Little short of the half-back flank on the outer side. Dean is going to go straight up the centre there. This won't come off. No! Price was there, but it's Elliott coming out with the ball. Elliott of St Kilda down forward. It's a chance now for Theodore. Theodore in a heck of a lot of trouble. Tries a hand pass across here, but it's picked up beautifully by Price. Look at Price go for the Magpies. He's still going. He's still going. Minot's after him now. Price is still going. And Minot comes out on top. Minot over to Ross Smith. Smith now down towards the pocket on the outer side of the ground. Dalton's up there. Eakins knocks it away. Through comes Dittrich. Dittrich picks up. He swings around onto his right boot. This is going close. But a mark in the last line of defence by Ian Cooper. Ironically enough, and Ian Cooper played in St Kilda's first premiership side in 1966 against Collingwood. Mark taken there by Manzi. Manzi between the pocket and half-forward flank on the member stand side. Manzi capable of kicking this. He's only about 45 yards out. It's a lovely kick. It's swinging off in the last minute through for one behind. There's the scoreboard at the MCG. Collingwood 3-8-26. St Kilda 4-5-29. Clifton will now kick out from the scoreboard end. We are just on 19 minutes into the second quarter. Clifton goes almost straight up the ground. It'll come off. Dean is there, marking well. Winning in the air, Dean on his wing. Dean now goes to the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Goddard's up there, goes to McCorris. He cleverly pushes the ball in front of him, but he's in a bit of trouble. Basenko then trot, but it's McCorris coming out with the ball. McCorris swings it in towards centre half-forward. They race for it there. The ball is trapped by Judson of St Kilda. He's still battling away. Well done, Sonny. Gets his kick over the centre, and Minot has marked. Minot of St Kilda. Going down forward, Breen is a bit under it, but Davis is there. And Davis has marked only 35 to 40 yards out, directly in front. He's kicked one. Missed another one from point-blank range. Should be able to kick this. Oh, looks a lot better, this kick. He's popped the ball through. And St Kilda doing a little better now at the 20-minute mark into the second quarter. Well, Davis looked as if he was going to kick that, Ron.
Much more confident approach than last time, Mike. I would say that St Kilda have steadied down in this particular game. They've lifted, they've played all around the field. They've started to take control in the ruck. In the past 5 to 8 minutes, they've been a much better side. They're certainly showing it on the scoreboard. It goes a bounce now. Thompson gets the knock. Taken by Robert Rose. He gets up towards centre half forward. Judson spills the mark. Comes through now with Murray. Murray's under a lot of pressure. Judson's in there. Spins around with the ball. Well done, Wayne Judson. His kick goes up towards the wing where his opposition player in Atkinson takes the ball, thinks about hand passing, dummies around, goes for the run up towards centre half forward. Now right up past out goes Jenkins, almost took the mark, comes to the ground. McCarroll's hand passes across to Gott. Gott couldn't handle it. Ross Smith is in there over the ball as usual, fighting over a little terrier. But umpire comes in and says, slow the game down, boys, it's mine. It's on in between the half forward flank and the pocket for the Collingwood side. They barely need a goal here to keep them well in the swim for this goal. Taken by Robert Rose, has a snapshot of goal, goes through for 1 point. Well, Collingwood just can't put their right foot on when they're kicking those snapshots for goal. They barely need these goals. There's the score now, 3-9 to St Kilda, 5-5. That's an 8-point difference and could have easily been 8 points the other way. Bob Murray now with the ball. Bob's had a reasonably quiet day on a young boy in Dunstan, and certainly hasn't shown the superiority of his experience. Trot there, manhandled. Takes the ball, drives down towards the half-forward flank. Davis is there, so's young Cooper. Davis gets the ball to the left foot. Up towards the half-forward flank. And would you believe, out of bounds on the full. Conbrett with the ball, Collingwood back pocket. Steadies the game down now, up towards the half-forward flank for the Collingwood side. Thompson is there, goes for the mark in front, has the ball, punched away by Minor. Still battling for it. Ross Smith gets the ball, quickly to foot. It goes wide, still leading the race for the ball in Manzi. The ball bounces beautifully for him. He snapshots over the wall. Stevens, and Theodore it is. Stephen Theodore, a good piece of work by Manzi. Had plenty of time to size up what to do with the ball. And gave it to Theodore. Theodore, 20 yards out, dead in front, has kicked 2. Goes for the drop punt, it's up the side of the boot. Yes, he's put his head in his hands, and well, he may do that because you don't get that many shots at goal in the final. And to waste one like that, well, that's a football sin. If the coach was a policeman, he'd put you in jail. Now, there's the score, showing 9 points of difference now in St Kilda's favour, and they're certainly, whilst not playing the form that we thought they may perhaps display today against the Collingwood side, who are revitalised, by the way. They certainly are playing well over the last 10 minutes. A short pass here by doesn't come on. Manzi comes in, shoots for goal. It's going towards the pocket. Up goes the pig pack of players. Comes to the ground. Stevens there, shoots over his shoulder. And it's a fantastic piece of work by young Stevens. He would have only had 1 foot to put that ball through. He had to put over his shoulder. A split second in which to time the ball, sight the ball, do what he wanted to do with it. So you can put that down as a goal of the match so far. And it's put the St Kilda side in a much better position than they were early in the quarter.
Well, Bobby Skilton had taken a decent goal to beat that one.
No doubt in the world, Mike. I noticed that the Collingwood runner was out very quickly, informing Clifton, I'd say, not to a short pass unless it's 100% sure, as Dean leads in the race for the ball. He can't take possession of the ball. Trott coming through, kicks it off the ground. The bounce of the ball favours him. He hooks it back. Stevens is in front of, well out in front of Britt. Now he's under pressure. He grabs the ball though, hooks it back with the left foot. Galt's there, but young Cooper, playing a very, very good game for Collingwood, comes out and takes the mark in defence.
24 minutes into the second quarter, Bob, I think from the look of things, Collingwood are starting to fumble a bit.
A little bit, Mike. The pressure's starting to tell, I think, as their inexperience, such as Pettigrew breaks through the centre, looks for his full forwarding young Dunstan. He's there. A good mark by Dunstan. He was under a lot of pressure by Bob Murray. And let's hope for the sake of Dunstan and the Collingwood side that he kicks better on this occasion. It's going close. And again, the bounce of the ball doesn't favour Collingwood. When your luck's in, that ball would have run straight through and been a goal. But unfortunately for Collingwood, luck just is not favouring them on this occasion. There's
three behinds.
Three times that ball could have run through, but the ball has bounced away and not favoured the St Kilda side. As Kevin Neal kicks out on this occasion, he's kicked. Travis Pay's up there in front of Max Richardson, takes a very good mark. Pay's and Richardson having a very good duel. Travis Pay's in the half-back position. Taking plenty of time to kick the ball. A wobbly old kick by Payes, covers a fair amount of distance. Green was up high, the ball comes through towards Pettigrew. He ducks around, gets his kick, but it's not a good kick. It goes straight towards Stevens of St Kilda. He's a shocking kick on this time, off the side of the boot, out towards Atkinson, over the top of Atkinson's head. Moran leads in the race for the ball, well down from Price. Kicks the ball wide, looking for Theodore. Bounce of the ball doesn't favour Theodore. He's under pressure from Clifton. Gets a trip. It was an unfortunate accident for Collingwood then. Theodore spins around, plays on, hooks it in towards centre-half forward. Manzi's there. He bustled his Collingwood player aside, swings the ball around, drives it down towards the goal square. Galt's in position to mark, and it's Rodney Galt who gets up there and takes the mark. Well, it was bad luck for Collingwood then. Clifton accidentally tripped his... there's Barry Breen in the hands of the trainers. St Kilda centre-half forward. Top one after going for a mark. I think it was not one from a Collingwood player, but when he came down to the ground. It's Ross Smith having a word with Rodney Galt. Galt's only 20 yards out on an angle, but has plenty of goal space open to him. There's a kick. Goal umpire indicates full points as Galt brings up St Kilda's 7th goal. And they have a bit of a break in this game as they go to a 20-point lead. Collingwood 3 goals 10, St Kilda 7 goals 6. Ron Barassi mentioned about 5 minutes ago that St Kilda seem to be settling down and possibly taking control of the game. They have done most of the attacking in this last 10 minutes and are looking, well, fairly confident at the moment. From the bounce this time, it's Thompson up high, gets a knock towards Max Richardson. The bounce doesn't favour him as Pettigrew has the ball. His kick smothered, it comes towards Wayne Richardson. He quickly gets his foot to the ball. Racing in for it now is Basenko, and Basenko gets the ball onto the foot. It's going close to the boundary line as both players are there, and the pressure from both players takes the ball over the line on this Collingwood half-forward line. Half-forward flank for Collingwood, outer side of the ground. As we find Big Thompson and Brian Minor jostling for position now. It's Thompson who gets a knock down towards his goal. Coming out there, Stephen Neal. He met Pettigrew pretty heavily but fair. A good mark by Robert Dean. Dean in control as far as the marking duels are concerned out on that wing, but Stuart Trott showing plenty of pace, still getting quite a number of kicks as Dean's kick goes down towards Thompson and Neal comes to the bounce of the ball, comes through. Colling comes out with it, puts the ball wide. Leading in the race for the ball is Atkinson of Collingwood. He's under pressure by John Manzi. He's held by Manzi. The ball taken by Manzi and driven out of danger for the St Kilda side. And he finds Alan Davis well down. He's on the centre wing position. Plays on quickly, swings around. Looking for Jenkins. Walks around Cooper. He gets a kick down. Jenkins comes in after the kick. Decides at the last moment it's Stevens who comes out. Over the top of the ball is Clifton. Nobody can get it clear until Britt gets the ball. Drives it down towards Trott. And Dean. Trott is held by Dean and will take the free kick. As we mentioned before, Trott and Dean having a very active duel out there. This time Dean, Trott I should say, finds his teammate in John Stevens. Well down from the forward pocket. He's at the centre half forward position. John Stevens. Stevens going for the drop kick. It's right down. He's hooked it across into the forward pocket. Galt was up high. Couldn't take the mark, though. And it's off the hands of the pack over the boundary line for another throw-in.
28.5 minutes into the second quarter. Wait for the throw-in in the forward pocket for St Kilda on the outer side. Jenkins and Galt going for it. Jenkins gets the tap away. It goes to Wayne Richardson, the skipper of the Magpies. He runs across the face of goals. Kicks right down the centre now. Will this come off? Up goes Colling in front there, but through comes Carl Dittrich, pushing the ball in front of him, take the ball on Sundry, and through comes Wayne Richardson. He unloads John Manzi, and Manzi will get the free kick as the siren goes for half-time. Well, Manzi, he'd have to kick this about 85 yards to put it through. He's going to have a go in any case. And, of course, doesn't make the distance. And at half-time in the knockout semi-final, Collingwood are 3-10-28, trailing St Kilda 7-6-48.